Hey everybody, Rob here from Backyard Barbecue. Today, I have a fun test for us to try out. I'm actually going to see, does a water pan actually affect anything during the cook? So, let me show you what we got. So today, I have two almost exact same MES 35 Masterbuilts, about the same. The only thing different is this says Signature Series, no meaningful difference. So I've got everything cleared out, ready to go. Haven't turned anything on yet. You can see, I actually have my BBQ inside, and it's getting pretty close to right, about 52 and 54 degrees inside, so about spot on. What I'm gonna do is run these things both up to 250 first, where I'm gonna be cooking today. You can see the probes about in the same spot. This one will not have any water in the water pan. And this one will have water in the water pan. And we're gonna see, does it actually make a difference? Let's watch. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give these some time to come up to temp, really get things ready to go. And I'll actually use my log here to show us, okay, how close are things to make sure the temps are right on from the get-go. Because really with electric, once you set the temp, you can basically forget it. So we'll get that going. I'm going to weigh out the wood chips. I'm going to make sure the water pan is full with warm water so it's ready to go as soon as the cook starts. So catch you soon. All right, it's been a couple minutes. I've got this up to temp. You can see they're super close. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. And then if you guys wanna skip ahead, feel free. I'll put a tag in when the next stuff comes up. But I'm gonna weigh out the wood chips to make sure they're the exact same. I'm gonna fill up the water pan, and I'm gonna go season the meat and throw it on. So check it out. Okay, 1.5 ounce. Perfect. All right. So now I've got mine nice and nice and hot water. Go ahead. All right. So one thing to note, it's actually pretty neat. If I look here at the smoker, it's just a fuzz over 300, probably about 305, 310, give or take. And this one over here is about almost spot on as well. I mean, they're super close. So the biggest thing that I'm going to look for is that what's the temperature change over time And does the water pan really impact that? So let's give it a whirl. We'll go ahead and put the chips in first. Get that smoking. I'll put the chips in over here. And the last thing, you know what? Might as well put the water pans in too right now. And I'll give that some time to get going. And this one, I want to make sure the test is as fair as possible. So I'm going to put it in, but I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not going to fill it up. All right, got these things pretty well dialed in. Had to make some small adjustments, but they're gonna be right around 250. Today I'm doing a chuck roast, kind of I think an easier test because the meats are very similar in size and weight and thickness. So I'm gonna go ahead, put these in. I'm just gonna go one after another super fast and we'll get started. Woo, buddy, what's up? Whoa, yeah. Certainly got some humidity over here. All right. Well, let's let the test begin. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes. Got the meat in. You can see the probes are well within about 4 degrees of each other. Both smokers are really sitting about the 225 range. You know, they're gonna be a little bit off just for a couple minutes in the beginning because I had both the doors open. This one's number one. Had this open first, got the meat in, so the temp's a bit higher. Number two, it's coming up. It's just not there yet. It's the one I just closed last. So I had them fine-tuned right on with temp, with no pan, no wood. So it should be super close. Just have to give it time to come back up to temp. All right, it's about 10:15 a.m. It's been on here about 15 minutes, give or take. You can see temps have came back real quick for the non-water, about 250. And for the water pan, it's still sagging a bit, about 230, give or take. So I'm gonna bump this temp up just a little bit to see if I can get them close. And if you look at the meat temps, within about 4 degrees. Each piece is still about 3 pounds, so you know it's still going to be pretty close at this point in time. So what I'm interested now is, does the water pan, it seems like it's really just sucking in a lot of energy, and I wonder if that's causing an impact on the temp, because the temps were super dialed in before. So the meat's similar size. I don't think that really changes it. I'm gonna keep looking at this over time. I'm actually gonna graph it with Share My Cook and I'll post that up. So we'll see what happens. Check you out in a little bit. All right, everybody. Got something totally crazy to share with you. Didn't see this happening. All right. So I'm gonna check the temps. Meat temps, both of them. They were just at 168 even. I had to go back out and get my camera real quick. And this, right at 250. This is the one with the water pan. And over here, just a second ago, it was right at 250, just right there. So super close temp-wise. Kind of surprises me actually, because I had to turn the power up a bit on the smoker with the water pan. I think because all the evaporation, it just uses so much more energy just to even get it to 250. But the one without a water pan, it's really just been cruising along. So what I expect to happen, or I think will happen, is that now that we're at the stall, the meat with the water pan is actually going to go through it quicker, because the meat won't be able to sweat or cool itself down, and so it'll actually finish sooner. That's my hypothesis. We'll see what happens. Who knows? And if you look again, the electric right back to 250. So I mean, they're right there. One thing I am noticing though is that the pan with the water smoker is definitely a more even heat. I think with that water, it acts as the heat sink, kind of like a thermal battery almost. It stores it up, and when the element's not on, it keeps it nice and even keel. But the one without the water pan, when the element's on, you can really see the temperature come up, and when it's off, you can see it come down. It doesn't hold it nearly as much. And here's, if you look now, it's right at 250. So it had probably a 10-15 degree swing just in those couple seconds we've been talking when the element was on and off. So that's interesting. So I'll keep you posted. All right, everybody, we're at the 4-hour time period. I'm just gonna check in, see how things are going. Let's take a look. So first off, if you look at meat temps, man, about a degree apart still. Over 4 hours. I guess I'd expect there to be more of a difference. The one without the water pan, right at 250. The one with, once again, right at 250. So this is interesting. I guess I'm not really sure what to make of this. I really thought the meat with the water pan would be a higher temp, because we're past the stall. The meat's about 195 with the water pan, 194 without. I guess I'd figure it wouldn't stall, the one with the water pan, and it'd just be farther along, but not really sure what's going on. So we'll see what happens. But once again, if you guys like this kind of video, you want to see more, please remember to like, subscribe. That way, whenever I post these, you guys have it. I appreciate it. You know, one of the things that definitely is different between these is the ability to not only see and smell the flavor, that oak, you know, just coming right off of this, but the one without the water pan, you really don't see that at all. I don't see it. I barely smell it. They've got the same amount of wood, same temp. Everything's set up the same. So I'm really thinking, does the moisture help kind of transfer the smoke flavor? So we might see it in the smoke ring. I can't wait to see how the flavor is comparatively between the two. So keep you posted. So something I will check out, I'm looking at this right now, and everything has been right at 250. Here's to show you, I mean, it's about 275, 278, give or take. The smoker without the water pan, when that element comes on, the fluctuation of this thing really just goes up and down. That's like a 25 plus degree difference. Versus the water pan, I mean, it's just lock set at 250. Really doesn't fluctuate at all. So I'm interested to see if that really has a difference. The other thing, right now the water pan smoker is pulling ahead on temp a little bit. I mean, it's within just a couple degrees, so not much, but wanted to point that out because I saw it. All right, folks, we've got a winner. Right over here, the one with the water pan is at 205, or at least hit it at one time. So right now it says about 204, so it is the winner right now. So I'm gonna do right here, 205. I'm going to take this one off because it's finished, 205, and I'm going to just do one layer of wrap, and then I have a blue toothpick I'm going to put in to signify that's one with the water. So I'll put it in the cooler, let it start cooling down. I'm going to rest these for about an hour plus, see how it turns out. Try to keep things consistent. So watch as I pull this out, wrap it up, so you can see what happens. All right, let's give this thing a whirl. What I'm gonna do is thermal pen here. A bunch of shooting going on in the background. Oh man. First time I've seen this. See how it looks. Oh, buddy. That looks delightful. Man, oh man. Yep, 208. Looks great. So I'm gonna put some gloves on and pull this thing out. Not what I meant to happen. Oh, buddy. Whew. Oh, wow. Pull it in. Oh, I'll turn this off. Now I'm just gonna wrap this bad boy up. It's gonna bark at me now because I turned it off. Looks great. I'm gonna come on over. Just gonna put one in there so we know it's good. All right, so number one's done. Number two, I went until the water pan one had the alarm go off. So I'm going to wait with this one as well until it's ready to go. And as soon as that happens, I'll let you know and we'll pull that out. All right, folks, you hear that? The control is done. It's about 6 minutes after the first one was finished, which isn't terribly bad. So I'm going to go ahead and check on this. I'm excited to see how this looks. Let's check it out. Oh, buddy. Man, oh, man. Check that bad boy out. Boy, it looks good. Looks and smells good. Just check a temp real quick. That was about 208 in the other one. Actually, I'm gonna let this one keep going. She is not ready. That is for sure. Well, that's interesting. So, want to check that one out. All right, folks, interesting results. So about 6 minutes ago, I pulled off the water pans meat, and it was about 208, 207, right around there. Super tender, probed right through just like butter. I want to check on the non-probed, check on the control, the one without water, and it's at 199, and it's pretty firm. It just hasn't broken down yet. So I'm going to give it another 15-20 minutes, and I'll check on you then. It's been about 15 more minutes since I last checked on this. If you remember, the meat was about $1.99 at the time. We'll come over here, check this thing out. Let's see if anything's happened. Oh yeah, much better. Oh, look at that, about 208. Nice, probe tender. Perfect. All right, let's get her off. Put my gloves on and we'll wrap it up. All right, ready to go. Let's pull this out. Let's come check it out. Give the meat a little tug. Oh yeah. Looks great. Wow. Let's check this out. Oh wow, just look at that juice just pour out. Alright. Well, bark looks great. Good job. Let's wrap this stuff up. Oh yeah. Alright. Let's put it back in here. There we go. All right, well, we officially have an end time. It is about 4 o'clock. So it actually took just about 30 minutes more for the control, the non-water pan, to get to the same internal temp, about 208, and to be truly probe tender. So got them both wrapped up. What I'm gonna do, I can actually show you. I'll pull them both out just for a second and just snap a before picture so you can see really before the rest, but that way you guys can see where things are at. Hey everybody, well, we finished up our cook, so I'm excited to see the results just like you. So on this side we have the cooker with the water pan, and on this one was the test. So exact same amount of wood chips, about 1.5 ounces of oak. Tried to keep it right at 250 for both of them, the whole cook, and really just let it go to see what happens with the water pan and without. So first, let's check out our control for what happened. And also, just so you know, it's been about an hour rest for both of these, so you can really see what's going on. Looks great. Over here. Oh yeah. Oh geez. This wants to fall apart. Now hopefully you guys can see me okay. So one thing to notice right off the bat, the bark looks pretty similar. I don't really see any big differences, any noticeable changes. Both smell good, looks good. So from here, let's go ahead and check it out. All right. Let's go ahead. Just try and get a couple little slices. Oh yeah. Trying to see which way the grain's going. Oh yeah, just like that. Looks great. Man, oh man. Not much of a smoke ring on this though. As you can see, not really much there. So there's this one. Check this out. Let's see which way this grain's going. That's great. Man, this is actually the juicy one. That's interesting. Man. Actually, if you look, the meat without the water pan, I don't know if you can see this, actually has a lot of juice on it. So this is the drier one. Interesting. I'm gonna give it a try. So you can definitely, I mean, you can taste the oak. It tastes good, but it's dry, which is interesting. Come over here. I mean, wow. It's moist. I think, you know, the bark is about the same. I don't see any smoke ring. It's on the electric. Wow. I don't even know how this happened. So what's really getting me is that the smoker that did not have water in the pan is actually super moist. I mean, these chuck roasts, I started with the same chuck roast, almost exact same weight, shape. I mean, they were very, very similar. Marbling, dead on. Same seasoning, same rub, same everything, same temp. But this one is super moist on the inside, and I just can't get over that. I mean, wowzers. I think it cuts better. I mean, this has the juice and kind of moisture of a brisket. This one over here, I'll try a little different spot. Maybe I just got a bad spot. Or bad. Man, I'm just not seeing it. Try this. It's still not very moist. I mean, it's good, but it's not that. And I don't even know how to describe that or why that is. Try a different spot. Oh, wow. I mean, just the... I mean, do you see that? It's dripping. It is. It's dripping. Dripping juice. I mean, there's nothing to drip. It's dry. Same meat, same everything. Rub, temp, I mean, everything. So I think this is myth busted, folks. I'm not going to use a water pan again in my electric. So looking at it, the temp did fluctuate more without the water pan, and I think it's because the water absorbs a lot of the heat, kind of keeps it level. So you'd see these like 25-degree spikes when the element came on. So that's one thing I noticed over here. And I did have to actually turn the power up a bit for the one with the water, just because it took more energy to get the water to steam and actually get it to 250. As far as time, the water pan was actually about 30 minutes quicker to get up to 208, and it was probe tender at that time. Wrapped it up, everything was fine. So this actually took about 30 minutes longer, but same 208, and then it was probe tender, excuse me. Otherwise, I mean, crust looks the same. This is very tender, and this one just, I mean, it comes apart, but it's not this where you can see, I mean, it just comes apart. In taste, I mean, honestly, I think the taste is better without the water pan. So my verdict, case closed. Bye-bye water pan. Thanks for watching. If you guys liked it, please remember to subscribe, comment. Love to get your feedback on what might have contributed to this or how it happened. Thanks. Talk to you soon.